trying to get crazy with this, see? Don't you know I'm loco?
The spooky, psychedelic beats and the relentless lyrics
Something you can't understand.
were already overwhelming for music fans to adjust to. But it was his exaggerated nasal signature vocals that put the definitive stamp on the biggest selling Latino hip-hop group in history, where gimmicks were left behind and being real was ahead of its time.
I remember the days when I was a young kid growing up, looking in the mirror, dreaming about blowing up.
There were people who were in the game talking about that they were from the places that we came from, but really weren't, because the end thing at that point was to try to be like NWA. We were just being ourselves. We didn't sound anything like them.
Time for some action, just a fraction of friction. I got the clearance to run the interference.
I would rap like my voice is like this, and you know, Muggs didn't like it so much, but I came up with the nasal style, and he liked that. And it took a minute to get used to it, just, you know, the control of the voice. And when we were developing it, I'd have a lot of problems like trying to keep that tone while we were doing it live and stuff like that. It was based out of just messing around and to keep myself from being the guy that only writes the songs. You know, because that was the other option. If I didn't get it together, I would have just been writing for the group.
At a time when Cypress Hill could have banked on the next media frenzy, they dodged any temptation to sell more records in the short term, making them legends in the long term.
It was a mystery to a lot of people what we were. People didn't see us on our album covers. You couldn't tell what we were, if we were black, white, Latino. That worked out for us because we didn't get labeled as anything but a hip-hop group. It's even when the big explosion happened and Ricky Martin and J-Lo and some other people that really blew the whole scene up and kicked the door open for a lot of Latinos, we still didn't exploit that. You know, we could have came off the bat and said, oh yeah, hey, Cypress Hill, we're Latinos too. No, we know what we are, we're proud of what we are, but we don't gotta jam it in your face and we don't gotta exploit it to win over fans. Our music should do that.
In an era where record companies are forced to stick to convention, Cypress Hill's innovative music still stands alone. But leave it to Be Real to make sure that they continue to remain ahead of their time by staying as real to what defined them 20 years ago.
Good friend of mine, Maceo, from De La Soul, he was doing this thing called De La Soul's Dugout on Ustream, and he was telling me, you know, hey, I got this thing going on, I want you to check it out. Man, this is cool, you know, this could be an alternative to radio, to MTV or BET or any of those types of video music outlets. And the way our site is set up is so that the fans can interact with us. This is a whole different passion. I think when this goes, I'll feel just as good as I did when our first album and second album went platinum and whatnot. And because it's a different level, you know, it's a different avenue, a different branch from the original tree that we planted. Because without Cypress Hill, without the music that we made, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this.